Do you ever feel like you just burn out on stuff that God had you passionate about previously? I felt like that before, where one minute God's got me working, I feel really passionate about something. I really got a drive to work for His good and do what I felt He commanded me to do. And then the next minute, it's like He's got me doing something else. And I wondered that I fell in that, but I got led to this verse, or these verses in the Bible that kind of explains what's going on. It's about seasons. In Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, we'll start with verse 1 through 8. It says, to everything there's a season, a time for every purpose under heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck what is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down, a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones. A time to embrace and time to refrain from embracing. A time to gain and a time to lose. A time to keep and a time to throw away. A time to tear and a time to sow. A time to keep silence and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time of war and a time of peace. So here's some good examples of everything does have its season, and it's okay that what your passion was around for God, that if He shifts that focus, because it's in His time, and there's seasons for everything. There's some very good things in here I picked up from that, but one of the things it said was a time to gain and a time to lose. Sometimes we think if something doesn't go our way and something negative comes out of it, then we're failing God and we're not doing what we're supposed to do. But sometimes you lose for that season because God wants to teach you something. He wants you to learn something to grow and be better, or it's to help someone else that's going to go through that. Maybe you're stronger than them and they're going to need that support, so He's preparing you for that. Another thing I saw was a time to keep silence and a time to speak. A lot of us have a problem with that, of knowing when to shut up. A lot of us have that trouble, but you just kind of you got to pray about these things and recognize what season God has you in, and don't be afraid if He changes what you were passionate about yesterday. I know people start ministries are excited and they'll start their ministry, and then they get kind of down and think, okay, maybe I jumped the gun. That was good for that time, that season. It was required for God to do what He needed to do. He needed you to do what you did. So don't be discouraged when a season changes. Just pray about it and make sure that God reveals to you what season of your life you're in and what you need to be doing. And if it's completely different tomorrow than what He's telling you today, that's fine. That's how He works. That's how God works. You got to be ready. You got to be ready in season and out of season to preach the word. And so just always be prepared to take what God gives you and go with it. That's all I had for you this morning. I hadn't been on here in a while. I thought I'd give you a quick word. This is something that's been on my mind for a while, and I've been thinking about it, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. I love you all. God bless. See you next time.